Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the 1 Week of Scratch beginner series. In this episode, we're going to learn how to make little Kit Kat look differently. The first thing I'm going to do is I want to change Kit Kat's costume. So the way a costume works, or what a costume is it's a different look for a sprite. Kit Kat's two costumes are this one and this one. He's in a standing position in one, and he's in a nice little running position in the other. I want to add Kit Kat as an apple, or as a different cat. So I'm going to first go to from the code tab to the costumes tab. And now I'm going to go down to this little button and hover over it with my mouse. Now the first option I'll see is choose a costume, and I also have the option to paint a costume, surprise me, upload a costume, or take a picture with my camera. I'm going to choose a costume. As you can see, there are many costumes to choose from, and it can be really difficult to find one that suits you best. For now, I want to make Kit Kat a different type of cat, or a different looking cat. So I'm going to go to the animal section. In this section, there's all kinds of different forms, and there's even multiple forms of Kit Kat over here. There's another cat over here, and I want to see if I can find any other cats. Just so happens that that's the only cat in here other than Kit Kat. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get this, we're going to hover our mouse over this object, and I'm going to click it. Now this is Kit Kat's costume. I can switch between costumes by clicking them in the costume menu, and I'm going to click this costume, and now I'm going to go back to my code tab. Again, all you have to do is go to the costumes menu, and you can click a different costume to switch to it. Now I want to make it such that when I press the space bar, Kit Kat turns into this cat, but when I press the green flag, Kit Kat turns back into himself. How would I do that? Well, if I go to the code section, if I go to the code tab, and I go to the look section, there is a block that says switch to costume. I'm going to drag and drop that block into Scratch, and now I can click this little drop down and see that I have 3 costumes to choose from, and these are the 3 costumes in my costume menu. I'm going to go with costume 1 because that is the Kit Kat we currently have. Now I'm going to drag and drop another such costume to block, and I'm going to set this one to Cat 2. Cat 2, if we go to the costumes tab, we can see, is this costume. So now when I press the spacebar, Kit Kat will turn into that costume. And as always, Scratch is going to place the block there for us if we move it near the place. So I move this here, I drag this block over here, and there's a little gray outline showing me that that's where the block is going to land. I let go and Scratch does it for us. Now, if I press the green flag, Kit Kat is his normal self, and if I press the space bar, Kit Kat turns into this cat. But I want to do a little more with Kit Kat. I want to learn how to make Kit Kat a little bigger. Currently, he's pretty tiny for his room. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the events section first, and I'm going to drag and drop a one space key pressed block. And then I click this little arrow, and it will show me this drop down, or more of a drop up, and I'm going to click up arrow. Now when I click the up arrow, any blocks that are underneath this block are going to run. So I'm going to go to the look section now, and I'm going to get this block, and I'm going to drag and drop it into here. This block says change size by 10. Now if I press the arrow keys, or the up arrow key, Kit Kat's size changes by 10 because that's what the block says to do when I press the up arrow key. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the looks menu and drag and drop a hide block. Now I'm going to go into the events menu, then drag and drop a when space key pressed block. I'm going to click the little arrow and change the drop down, and the drop down will appear. I'm going to select the down arrow key, and I'm going to make it hide. Actually, I'm going to change that to the right arrow key. I'm clicking this little arrow and clicking the right arrow. So now when I press the right arrow key, KitKat disappears. But we miss KitKat, and we want it to be there as well. So I'm going to drag and drop another when space key press block. I'm going to click the arrow for the drop down, and I'm going to click left arrow key. Now if I go to looks and I drag and drop a show block, KitKat will appear whenever I press the left arrow key. Now let's go into full screen and review what KitKat can do. If I press space, KitKat turns into this cat and comes to my mouse. If I click little KitKat, he meows. If I press the green flag, KitKat turns back into his normal self and moves forward 10 steps. If I press the up arrow, KitKat gets really large. And if I press the right arrow, KitKat disappears. And if I press the left arrow, KitKat appears again. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching 1 Week of Scratch, the beginner series, Tuesday. Now, before we end this video, I want you to try and do some things with KitKat at home. First, I want to know if you were able to do the things last episode. Last episode, I asked you to see if you can make KitKat move twice as far. That can be done by highlighting the move 10 steps, by highlighting the 10 and move 10 steps by clicking it, and then typing out 20 on your keyboard and pressing enter. That will change it to moving 20 steps, which will make KitKat move twice as far. The second challenge was to make KitKat run away from your mouse whenever you clicked him. To do that, you would go to the motion section and grab a go to random position block, and then you would drag and drop it underneath the meow sound effect block. And now when you clicked KitKat, he would meow and then run away. For today's challenge, I want to see if you can make KitKat get smaller when I press the down arrow key. I also want to see if you can make KitKat go into his running position when I press the G key on the keyboard. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.